At some point, almost every cat owner experiences it. Their cat, who has spent years following them from room to room, sleeping at the foot of their bed, waiting at the door, simply disappears. No warning, no visible sign of suffering. Just gone. Most owners spend years believing their cat abandoned them in their final hours. The science tells a different story. And understanding it will change the way you see your cat's final act entirely. To understand why cats leave, you have to go back thousands of years, long before they ever lived beside humans. In the wild, showing weakness is a death sentence. A sick or injured cat is an easy target for predators larger, faster, and more aggressive than them. So the instinct that evolved over millions of years is simple and brutal. Hide your weakness, or die exposed. Domestication softened many things about the modern cat. This instinct was not one of them. When a cat begins to feel seriously unwell, their body sends signals that are impossible to ignore. Pain, weakness, the growing inability to perform the behaviors that kept them alive for thousands of years. According to veterinary research, the cat does not understand that it is dying. What it understands is that it is vulnerable. And when a cat feels vulnerable, every instinct it has points to one directive: find somewhere safe, quiet, and hidden. Not to die, to recover, to protect itself from threats it can no longer fight. The tragedy is that in most cases, the cat is simply too weak to find its way back. But not every cat disappears. Research confirms what many owners have already felt in their bones. Some cats, in their final days, become more affectionate than they have ever been. They follow their owners more closely. They seek out skin contact. They purr at unusual hours. Studies in animal cognition suggest that cats are sensitive to human emotional states. They respond to their owner's posture, expression, and tone. It is possible that in their final days, some cats sense the grief already present in the humans around them, and move toward it rather than away. Whether this is comfort sought or comfort given, remains one of the questions science has not yet fully answered. In almost every documented case, the disappearance is not sudden, even when it feels that way. Veterinarians identify several behavioral shifts that begin weeks or even months before a cat reaches its final stage. The first is a change in appetite. A cat that once met you at the food cabinet begins to show disinterest in meals it once eagerly anticipated, in treats it once demanded. The second shift is a change in grooming. Cats are meticulous groomers. Their coat is a direct reflection of their internal state. When grooming slows or stops entirely, veterinarians treat it as a serious clinical indicator. The third sign is withdrawal from social interaction. The cat that once followed you everywhere begins to watch from a distance. It does not leave, not yet. But something in it has already begun to pull inward. If you recognize these signs in your own cat, the most important thing you can do is act before the disappearance happens. A visit to the veterinarian at the first sign of behavioral change can make the difference between a peaceful goodbye and a silent one. Many conditions that produce these exact symptoms are treatable, particularly when caught early. For cats already in their final stage, veterinarians recommend creating a warm, quiet, enclosed space in a familiar part of the home, somewhere that satisfies their instinct for security without requiring them to leave. Do not force contact. Do not confine them against their instinct. Sit near them. Speak softly. Let them choose the distance. In most cases, that presence is enough. For generations, humans have told each other the same story. That cats leave because they want to die alone. That solitude, for a cat, is a final preference, a deliberate choice made in full awareness of what is coming. This narrative, while emotionally satisfying, is not supported by what we know about feline cognition. Research in animal behavior consistently shows that cats lack the cognitive framework to conceptualize their own death as an event. They do not leave to be alone with death. They leave to be alone with pain, which to every animal that has ever lived, feels like exactly the same thing. The distinction matters, not because it changes what happened, but because it changes what it meant. In multi-cat households, the behavior of the dying cat is only half the story. The cats that remain often demonstrate something that owners describe consistently, and science is only beginning to document. They know. Cats communicate through scent markers that are invisible to humans, pheromones, chemical signals produced by glands throughout the body. When a cat's body begins to shut down, these chemical signals change. Other cats in the household detect this shift long before any visible symptom appears. Some respond by grooming the sick cat with unusual frequency, a behavior linked to social bonding and stress regulation in feline groups. Others withdraw, reducing contact, as if instinctively preparing for the absence to come. What this behavior tells us is that the end of one cat's life is not a private event in a multi-cat home. The entire household feels it. In the final hours, the body makes decisions the cat no longer controls. Body temperature drops. Cats, who regulate warmth as a core survival priority, will seek the warmest available surface with whatever energy remains. This is why so many final resting places are found near heat sources, sunny windows ledge, radiators, pressed against the body of a sleeping human. Breathing patterns change. Longer pauses appear between inhales. The rhythm that has governed every moment of the cat's life becomes irregular, then slow, then finally, still. Veterinarians note that in many cases, cats in this stage show no visible signs of distress. The body, in its final stage, releases a cascade of neurological responses that quiet the experience of pain. Your cat did not disappear because they wanted to leave you. They left because every instinct in their body told them to find safety. And the only thing they knew about safety was that it meant protecting the ones they loved from watching them be weak. That is not abandonment. In the language of cats, it may be the closest thing they have to a final act of love. If you have lost a cat this way, or if you are watching your cat begin this journey now, drop their name in the comments. Tell us their name. Tell us one thing about them that you will never forget.